So now that I've shared a little bit of what I've witnessed and seen, let's rewind and go back to 2020. I know I had told you guys that in 2020 I was having a reoccurring dream. 1600 was showing up in my dream over and over and over again. And at that time, my grandfather was trying to warn me of, I thought he was trying to warn me, like, there's a wreck. No, it was wreckage. Okay? Like, hello, there's shit coming down. So, at that time, I was going through major awakenings with my gifts. So, all my clairs were like heightened. My prophetic dreams were really starting to kick in and get more dominant, okay? So, 2021, I am in the Amish store off exit 23. It's Davy Crockett's exit. Anyway, I'm in the Amish store and I come across a queen bee plaque and I'm like, I have to have it. It must be mine. I've got to put it on my altar. So, of course, I get it. And then I decide I want to go to Don't Trip that summer. And I go. And I had so many bee synchronicities. I've shared it before. I won't get into it again. And when I got home, my phone was going off with Amber Alerts, and there was a little girl from my hometown, Summer Moon, Utah Wells. There was an Amber Alert out for her, and she'd been missing. I guess maybe the alert went out the day that I got into town. It hadn't been long, okay? I get back into town, and the alert's going off. I'm like, this is wild. There's a little girl missing from Hawkins County. Like, what? So, I didn't really, like, I got home right before the summer solstice. Okay, she went missing just days before the summer solstice. And when you know things about how those things work, okay, when it comes to specific days, when it comes to sacrifice, symbolism has a lot to do with it. So, we had just had the Gemini new moon eclipse and had just celebrated that in Utah, Beaver, Utah to be exact. And her name is Summer Moon, Utah Wells. She's still missing. Case is still open. I'm hoping that things start coming together with that case. So anyway, shortly after that is when I did Hypergate. And then George Washington showed up, and I was like, okay. So the next year, in 2022, on my birthday, was the am I saying this right? Palindrome? It was 2/22/2022. So there was 6 2s. And then I decided I'm going to apply and do a Reiki workshop at Don't Trip. I had already received a lot of backlash about, losing my shop, changing fields completely, and then everything that went down. So I'm like, okay, this would be perfect. I can go to a trip. I can do this Reiki workshop, and it'll be a great thing for me to grow in the area that I'm wanting to grow in. So started working all this March, April, May. Okay, we're working on all this behind the scenes, and then I announced leading up that I'm going. And had these things not happened, I would have never stayed in Arizona. I never had intentions on staying after Don't Trip. So when I was getting ready to go, let's just say somebody found out. And to punish me, they decided to start digging and offer a monetary exchange in order to be a witness to come after me for criminal activity that I had zero involvement in. And of course, I tell my kids that if I can prove who it is, this is not good, then I was going to have to leave for a little while, and I didn't know how long I was going to have to be gone. But I knew if I didn't get out of town and let some emotions chill out, that things were going to happen. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter if I was guilty or not. And that's the scary part. So, I get ready. I go to Don't Trip. And I try to have a good time while I'm there. Try to have fun. But my whole world was crumbling. I had just walked through one of the worst betrayals that cut extremely deep. I had nowhere to go. What do you even do in that situation? And I experienced my first hand of God situation on that trip. which made me believe in those placements for sure, because when there's something that you're destined to do, come hell or high water, it's going to be done. It's going to be done for sure. Don't ask the how, just know it's going to happen. Trust me. Yeah. So anyway, I feel like I need to save this for a whole nother video for itself. So all of those things had to happen in order for me to be exactly where I needed to be in divine timing. Even though the betrayal of what happened hurts tremendously, I am wise enough to see it from a higher perspective and have the knowledge and the comprehension to know that it had to be that way, because I would have never willingly done what needed to be done, because my heart is with my kids. Always has been. So, and it's one of those things, and it, because I've been in deep conversation with God, like, I'm scared. I don't really want to talk about all these things. I don't really want to share, but I know I have to. I know it's part of my journey, because I trigger everybody. I get tired of triggering people. Trust me. That's why I go quiet. But I know it's part of the medicine too. 5D, truth. Truth is the medicine, you know? But yeah, you're going to have to hold on for another part, because we're going to have to do the next one. I don't even know what part we're on at this point. It would be like 5. All right. I love you. Stay tuned. Next part's coming.